no enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, them they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Move it down. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us to ring answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat your love. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come more. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it on. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
Kiwe wesu garani orianya nine oria nine nke pụrịta kwasa mmadụ dị ndụ n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye na-agwọ ọrịa anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị onwe gị bụ simile nke ndị agha ka igwe mere anyị ebere ka akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosi ike ka anyị wee n'ikpete mazụ nye ha sọgụtụtara nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị mmerụ n'ebighị ise mama dịrị gị Chineke mama dịrị gị.
Are you still fighting the struggle to have independence for Biafra?
We are fighting for independence, not fighting physically with guns and bullets. We are fighting in terms of our agitation. We are fighting in terms of our belief. We're fighting in terms of our consistency to ensure that we are free, because we're not free. As a free people, we can afford to make life better for our people. Right now, we can't do that because of how Nigeria is structured and because of the very flawed foundations upon which Nigeria is.
You called for a referendum latest this year, November, you said, I think.
Yes.
If that doesn't happen, what's the way forward? Because the way it looks like the government will definitely not agree to that.
Then there'll be no elections in Biafra land. No more elections here. They can put whoever they like in office. They can do whatever they like with their political positions. we will not engage in any political process.
You said it's a peaceful struggle, but there are some videos of you appearing in the past, especially abroad, in particular in one conference in the US, where you said you need weapons to defend yourself, you need guns and ammunition. How can we understand that in the context that you're saying it's a peaceful struggle?
I'm sure you've heard about the Fulani headsmen killing people all over the place. Have you heard about it? Of course. Exactly. So how do you intend to defend yourself against Fulani headsmen without guns and bullets? They'll be killing our people, raping our women, destroying crops in the farms, and no one does anything about it. Is that how human beings are supposed to live?
So, and you have the right to arm yourself and defend yourself with arms in that context?
Self-defense is recognized even by all the known laws of the UN. Is that not correct? We have the right. If somebody were to barge into this very interview now wielding a machete or an AK-47, are you suggesting we should let them get away with it?
You were detained for almost 2 years, from 2015 on, and actually there was no trial. No trial ever happened, and despite several court rulings that said you were supposed to be released, you were not released.
Yes.
Do you think you were treated in a fair way by the government? Or rather also by the justice system?
No, not fairly, because Nigeria is not a civilized country. People behave like animals. They are not reasonable enough. They're not disciplined enough. They are not mentally developed enough to run a transparent civil society. For them, they have a feudal mindset where you have the ruling class and, a multitude of poverty-stricken people who never utters any word in rebellion or to even ask questions about their plight. That is one thing we are determined to challenge.
Don't you think you insult a lot of Nigerians with that?
I'm being very kind, to be honest. I could have used far more harsher words to describe them. I'm being very kind.
So generally you don't think very positive of your countrymen then, obviously?
They are not... When you say positive, no, as individuals, perhaps there are a few good people amongst them. But as a collective, this is an absolute mess. And you can see for yourself. Didn't you go through the roads and see how horrible they are? Didn't you see how unkempt everywhere is? How filthy and dirty everywhere is? That is the product of a Nigerian system that is uniquely backwards, even by the very third world standards of Black Africa. That's the fact, and people must face up to it.
Well, I traveled in the north quite extensively, and I went to very remote areas sometimes where you would still find Igbo people living there, peaceful together with communities in the north. Don't you sometimes think that you might endanger their peaceful coexistence with the communities there, that they might get into trouble with that?
So if they're living so peacefully together, or cohabiting so peacefully as you put it, how come you hear about all those uprisings in the north where southern Christians are being slaughtered and nothing gets done about it? Are you telling me that that is normal? People are in the north out of a dire need, necessity more or less, to try and survive. Because here, the entire production process has been emasculated by people and policies that are geared towards ensuring that our people exist in perpetual state of poverty. And that is unacceptable to us. What we're asking the world to recognize is that we want to live in peace, not in pieces. We want to live in peace just to allow us to be. Allow Biafra to exist. We were existing before the British came. Just allow us to go back to, what we were before. No African came to Europe to create countries. So for somebody to just come in here and say, you, from today your name is Nigeria is simply laughable.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening section of our program. I thank you for joining. As always, remember, it's our evening version of our program, and our evening section is always a quick one, 1 hour or 1 hour some minutes. We are done, and we gotta hit our bed and have a good sleep. So wherever you are at this minute, I urge you to please kindly like and share to all platforms. Like and share to family and friends. Share to anyone that you can be able to reach so that they can join us on this very amazing program. We will continue
to push, and we will continue to send messages to everyone. We will continue to speak our mind without any fear, without any trembling. That is what we have been doing, and we will continue to do so. So wherever you are as a Biafran person, I urge you to please add your voice. For those who are coming across our video for the very first time and those who are meeting us for the very first time, either you are watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Gabiama to please help us share and like. Share and like. That is the only help you can give at this time we are engaging in radical evangelism. Share the program. Invite somebody. Don't watch alone. Do not be economical with the very program we are hosting. Remember, our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi gave us a charge to engage in radical evangelism. That is why we're here. And in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to promote hate. We don't come here to attack people or individuals. We don't come here to stand for any group or whatever. What we do in this platform is to present Biafra before the whole world as the only remedy for the contraption called Nigeria. Biafra is the only remedy for the contraption called Nigeria, and that is what we stand for. So I welcome every one of you. If you have a superior argument, the link is there. You click the link and come in. If you have a contribution or word or question to ask, feel free. We don't insult people, we don't attack people. It is a platform for everybody to air their opinion. As long as you're human with conscience, feel free to use the link. Come in, air your opinion, ask your questions, and we will respond. As long as you're going to be civil in your discussion, we don't allow vulgar word, insulting people, blackmail, and unnecessary accusations. That is what we don't allow. But if you have your facts with you, a superior argument, we welcome you. I can see my beloved brother Gerard DK always here. My brother Gerard, I thank you so much for your support, for your immense support. I appreciate you. It's not easy. You are always here in the morning section. You are here in the evening section. These are sacrifices that people have to make sure that the gospel continue to move. I appreciate you, my beloved brother Gerard. May Chukwu Kikabiama continue to guide you, protect you, secure you wherever you are, give you more strength to pursue the truth and to be part of those that will raise the flag of Biafra very, very soon. So, my fellow Biafrans, I welcome every one of you. We have come in our evening section, a continuation and briefing of what we did in the morning. It's just almost the same thing we did in the morning, but we have to try as much as possible to come often and on so that people that miss the message in the morning can equally join the evening section. If you miss the evening section, you can join the morning section. That is how we do to try to carry everyone along. So it's almost on the same topic that we discussed in the morning, is still on the same line that we are going. When you look at the topic there, even though it sounds different, but it's almost the same thing that we saw in the morning. International storm rising. Kanu's persecution and Nigeria's legal collapse. So we are still talking about the issue of our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I can see Amadi Alphonsus James. Amadi Alphonsus James, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being part of the program. That is what we're asking for. We are asking for the freedom of our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. They must be freed unconditionally. I appreciate you, my brother Amadi Alphonsus James. Thank you so much for joining. So, we are still on that same path that we discussed in the morning. And every one of us have to know. Remember, tomorrow, our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be in court again tomorrow. Our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be in court. And as always, every day that he is in court, we are always in the court with him. So tomorrow morning, we are still going to be around 7:30 Biafran time. We'll be on and we'll wait and follow up from the court. Tomorrow court is going to be a deciding day. Tomorrow court, a lot is expected to happen. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no law, no case. We are still standing on no law, no case. Let us see tomorrow if there will be something changing, if there will be a law that's going to give out, or if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will take a different decision. Let us watch tomorrow and see. But whatever happens, all glory will be to Chukwu Kabiam, and all will work for our own good. Do not be afraid. Do not be scared. We are going to win this battle. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter where they are coming from. It doesn't matter under which arm they are operating. We will definitely overcome these challenges. All I ask you is that within your own, you know what you can do. Anything you know you can do to make sure that this battle continue to do that. Oh, thank you so much, my beloved brother Chris. I can see my brother Christian there. That's my brother Christian. Thank you so much for that super chat. May Chukwu Kabia continue to guide and protect you, secure you. Thank you so much. My brother Christian is one of my speaker in this very platform. Constant speaker, saying his opinion, not minding, not scaring. That is how it is. Independent mind. That is where we are. Speak your independent mind at all time. Nobody's going to gag you. It doesn't matter whether you agree with us or you don't. Whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me. That doesn't make a difference. As long as you are convinced, you have conviction in what you have in mind, even in your superior argument, join us. And I bet you, Chukwu Kabiama will bless you as you join. My brother Christian, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, I thank you all once again. We have come still on the same matter. Tomorrow, our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is going to be in court. And remember, the appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is always unique. Every time he appears, we learn something. Every time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appears, we must learn a lesson. There is something to be learned. And every day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appears in court, Nigerian government's failure deepens. The end of Nigeria draws closer. Any day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes to court, the end of Nigeria draw closer, draw closer. If you think that the action that is happening here, the proscription of Nigeria as a country or particular concern, if you think it doesn't have anything to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then you are a joker. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the very first person that blew the trumpet of the jihad in Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the very first person to blow the trumpet of the atrocities of the Fulanese, the plans of the Fulanese. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the one that blew this trumpet of how terrorists are using Fulanese as foot soldiers to take over Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu blew this trumpet as late as 2010. 2010. Even speaking as a Nigerian, but nobody listened. Today, every single testimony of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we see it happening left, right, and center. We are seeing things happening, and you can't beat it. You can't deny it. You cannot run away from it. Every single thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can say have today been accomplished. We can see it, we can hear it, we can feel it. It is happening, and more are going to happen. More and more are going to happen. Every single thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said will come to pass. It's left for you. Either you take it or you leave it, accept it or reject it. It doesn't make any difference. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. The coming of Biafra is inevitable. The coming of Biafra is inevitable. And this is a very great opportunity for us. That is why we must stand strong, stand firm, and never shake, not even an inch. Do not be threatened. Do not be frightened. Stay put. We must overcome the persecution, judicial abuse, and the case of immediate international action. That is what we're asking. We need immediate international action. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed now. It does not matter what anybody says. When we speak about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's only those who do not know him. They are the only people that will be doubting or be wondering why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu every time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And some, I don't think there is somebody today who knows about Nigeria and does not know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't think. But for those who might pretend they don't know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who recently was kidnapped from Kenya and detained since 2021. Meanwhile, the detention and attack on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started since 2015. If you check from 2015 to 2025, it is 10 years. But sometimes people begin to calculate from 2015, 2021. 2021 is just the second phase of it. The actual detention started from 2015. It is 10 years. The indigenous people of Biafra leader is being detained, persecuted by Nigerian government. It is very important that people pay attention. The legal precedents, the human rights, regional stability, these things are what you have to pay attention to. While we talk about the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And these are what the international community should be paying attention to. Legal precedents of the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Human rights abuse of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of Biafran people. Regional stability. We are asking international communities to weigh in. Join Donald Trump. Join Donald Trump to proscribe Nigeria as a country of particular concern and take action alongside with Donald Trump. You must join the United States to take action as they are taking action. Don't sit back and watch. Don't be an observer. Do not be an observer. No matter what happens, you must stand up and stand up now. The very first arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was 2015. 2015. Even then, they had no charge against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The charges did not hold water. They keep on delaying, and they held him for 2 good years before he was released. After his release, they came back to take his life. After he was released, the military attacked the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and took the life of 28 men. Took the life of Jack the dog. And the parents of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu died out of the shock of what happened. That is after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had been granted bail, and he was preparing to come to court in Abuja to answer his case. He equally made a broadcast where he said, I am coming to Abuja to answer my case. But what did they do? They sent soldiers to go and kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the process, 28 men were gunned down. Jack was also killed. The trauma took the life of the parents of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not even have they did not even grant him the honor to see the burial of his parents. He wasn't there to say goodbye to his parents. I want you to know the gravity of the offense, the crime Nigerian government have committed against Mazi Nnamdi, the human rights abuse, the abuse of the right, the insult Nigeria have put upon us, the Biafra people. when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu narrowly escaped for his life and left Nigeria in 2017. Escaped for his life, narrowly escaped, left Nigeria. Then, in June 2021, extraordinary rendition from Kenya. He was kidnapped from Kenya and brought back to Nigeria. Extraordinary rendition against international law. And he was detained in Nigeria. They detained him indefinitely in their court. Since then, it has been one delay or the other, one delay or the other. What we see from 2014 to 2012 is multiple trial delays. Judge recusal, latest hearings and deadlines. In this process, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu equally, within this period, has won cases in 5 courts. Has won Nigeria in 5 courts in his favor. He won in Kenya. The United Nations Arbitral Committee gave a ruling on his favor, asked for his release unconditionally, and compensation be paid. 3 courts in Nigeria, he has won his case. In Enugu, he won his case. In Omaya, and he won his case in appeal court Abuja. But in the midst of all this, they continue to detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They continue to detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even when he has won every aspect of his case. Nigerian government shamefully, shamelessly continue to detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is a man you kidnapped. Extraordinary. Nigeria have abused the law, international law, their own local law. Everything that has to do with law, Nigeria has abused it. And what we see in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is lawlessness. Extraordinary rendition, legality of arrest, transfer from one place to the other. Frequent adjournments, charges of judges, threats to close defense, allegation of courtroom intimidations, prosecutorial tactics, evidence note, citations, legal analysis, report praising concern about arbitrary detention, judicial processes. Everything in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is against the law. Lawlessness, that is what they're facing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The most recent one is the one we are facing now. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ask a simple question. Tell me, under which law are you prosecuting me? And I will enter my defense immediately. Nobody could give an answer to that question. An entire court, a court that have the prosecution counsel, about 5 of them who are senior advocates. You have the judge and the friend of judge. None of them could be able to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is the law that you are being charged with. And their law says, the constitution of the law says, that you must charge a man based on a written law. Without a written law, you cannot charge any man for any case. There must be a written law for you to charge anybody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ask, show me the written law upon which my charge is based. A simple question that demands an answer. A simple question that would have ended all this drama and delays. But because the evil entity called Nigeria has made up their mind to continue to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for as long as they can. But are we going to be silent? Definitely we will not be silent. We are going to follow them bomber to bomber and give them whatever they want. The international communities have to weigh in. It is time. The United States CPC designation for Nigeria country of particular concern, signal sanction coming, restriction coming, and every other international community must join. The designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern is a wake-up call for other countries to pay attention to Nigeria. From all that is happening today, you can see they are unrepentant. They are not ready to repent. They are not ready to repent. But I bet you Nigeria have already crossed the red line. And just as our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi in one of his programs, he prayed and said, may Chukwu Okike harden the heart of Nigerians so that they will be exposed to the extent that there will be nothing holding it anymore. It will crumble completely and people will be free. May Chukwu Okike continue to harden their heart for the redemption of his people. And that is what is happening today. Trump gave a warning and asked them to do the right thing. Instead of them doing the right thing, go to the media. Go to their media and see what is happening. It is propaganda, blackmail, attack on Donald Trump, right, left, and center. And you think attacking Donald Trump is going to save you from this. It will not save you. Using your media to change narrative cannot save you. You can continue to preach or say anything you wish to say. It will not save you. The battle line has been drawn. And I bet you, you cannot run away from the truth. We have video evidence, confirmed evidence that shows that the Nigerian government is a terrorist government. That Nigerian government is actively sponsoring the genocide that is going on against the Christians. There are numerous videos, including people who are today standing against it. They have made video at a point in time, tweeted, said one or two things at a point in time about this very issue. And today, here are we. Everybody is pretending. Go to their media. They have recruited thousands of media warriors to continue to tell lies on different platforms. To continue to push lies on different platforms. But the more they continue to hide it, the more we bring them out. The more they use their platforms, their media platforms to bend the truth, we will use our social media network to strengthen the truth. The more they use their platform to tell the half-truth, we will use our own platform to tell the full truth, the truth and nothing but the truth. We will never allow them to hide anything. It doesn't matter how they try to hide it. It doesn't matter how they try to corner it. We will not allow them to succeed. That is why we are here. That is why we are coming online every day, and we will continue to come online. For as long as we have life, for as long as we have the opportunity, nothing will make me not to come here and speak my mind. And as I come, every lie from the pit of hell that this Janjaweed tell, I will expose it. Every half-truth they tell, I will tell the complete truth. I will extend it, open up that truth for those who did not know it, to know the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That is what we have come to do, and that is what we will continue to do. We will never allow them to change the narrative. I want us to hear this information. Sometimes Chukwu Okike will force them, they have tried to push the narrative. Oh, it is IPOB. Even if it is IPOB, it is a plus for us. If we are the one that made Trump to take action, glory be to Chukwu Okike, and finally somebody is listening to us. They saw that one is going to put them into trouble. The narrative. Oh, Trump is coming to take resources. That one didn't work for them. They changed another one. Oh, Trump is this and that. They changed another one. It doesn't matter where they run to. It doesn't matter the style they come with. Anyone they bring, we are good to go. And we are going to follow them bomber to bomber until we get to the rest of it. Let us listen to this woman, what she has to say, and the report they have to say.
On February 14th, 2024, Bishop Wilfred Chikpa Anaibe of the Catholic Diocese of Makurdi made serious allegations before the United States Congress alleging systematic killings of Christians farming communities in Benue State, claiming that over 1,000 Christians had been killed, over 160 churches destroyed, and large swaths of land seized in the past decade. The bishop also testified on March 12, 2025, before the U.S. House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Africa, accompanied by Reverend Father Remigius Iluha. Let's take a look.
Constitutionally, we are a secularist country, but our unity has been fragile. Political and religious actions and even public speech have been carefully managed to avoid accusations of religious bias. A long-term Islamic agenda to homogenize the population has been implemented over several presidencies through a strategy to reduce and eventually eliminate the Christian identity of half of the population. The quest to Islamalize the land appears high on the agenda of some of the powerful and influential Muslims in Nigeria. There is a campaign to take land to spread Islam. And there is the Christian farmers from the central region of Nigeria and Benue State and Makurdi in particular, as they are forced to abandon fertile lands that use to feed the nation, which classify Benue as the food basket of the nation. Militant Fulani herdsmen are terrorists destroying society. They steal and vandalize, they kill and boast about it. They kidnap and rape, and they enjoy total impunity from the elected authorities. None of them had been arrested and brought to justice. This is supported by the corrupt system in which we operate and the abject poverty among us, which allow the criminal to easily attract more recruits and prey on more victims. At the end of 2024, several villages were warned by the attackers of the upcoming violence, and the leaders called the police for defense ahead of time, but they did not come, and the Christian massacres, almost customary, took place, killing hundreds in Plateau and Benue. The militant also burned down the 8 Catholic churches of St. Mary's Parish in the Diocese of Boko, which in Benue State, as well as the parish house, clinics, schools, and other houses. We live in fear because at any point it can be our turn to be killed, but to remain silent is to die twice. So I have chosen to speak. I speak on behalf of the millions who are in the camps. I speak on behalf of those whose loved ones have been killed, but no one has even offered a word of consolation to them. I speak on behalf of the thousands of young girls who have been adopted and raped because no one, not even the media, mentions them anymore. Foremost, I speak on behalf of my flock who are unable to worship freely, unable to return to their ancestral farms and homes because that land has been ruthlessly taken from them by the armed herdsmen. I request and I plead, I ask you to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern.
Bishop there requesting for Nigeria to be redesignated as a country of particular concern. While the bishop's testimony highlights the deep contested narrative around religious violence in Nigeria, while the bishop presents specific allegations of systematic targeting, government officials maintain that terrorism affects all Nigerians regardless of faith. This leaves international observers to navigate the competing accounts of Nigeria's complex security challenges. And Rufai, so
you see how evil these people are. This very video you are seeing of this Reverend Father was not done yesterday. This video has been here for months, if not almost a year. They saw it and they ignored it. They didn't even show it in their studio. They did not. Only this time they begin to bring all these videos and they're showing it. When this Reverend Father went for this very mission, I played that video here. Many of us showed that video on social media. It was everywhere on social media, but no Nigerian media played it.
Because they want to blame it on IPOB in the Igbo.
Exactly. No Nigerian media talked about it. They played it down. Now, the result is coming. And look at them now coming to their studio. They play it as if it is something that happened yesterday. Because they have card of IPOB. They saw that card of IPOB will be much more dangerous than they can ever imagine.
Yeah.
I wish they continue to push that narrative of IPOB. I wish they continue to push it. You know, they push it, they see that it's not favorable at all. Now they withdraw from that IPOB propaganda. Now they are talking about US and China. Trying to drag China into it. You see how evil they are. They want to drag China into it with the US. The US is trying to take away China and Nigeria. They want a base. They don't have a base. Because of that, they are fighting.
Because Bola is still blaming the IPOB and Igbos and Biafra that they are the one who reported this thing to America. You know, still to this day, that is still his position, which is slight because they just played now a video of the victims, people who have been victimized, the bishop narrating it.
Narrating it by themselves, raw from the state. That is it.
Seeing the bishop here and, you know, other senators in America and, you know, journalists across the globe submitting these sort of reports of what the bishop had described as a cleansing of Christians in the farmlands, in his area. You heard him cry out. And we've seen these reports reverberate across the world right now after Trump's singular tweet. Your thoughts? People have said, oh, Trump didn't have evidence, Trump doesn't have information. But we don't have the information that the US Department.
There is one thing this will forgetting. My brother Chris said, you remember when Benue Governor Otto was crying every day? Otto was almost sharing tears every day.
Yeah.
At a stage, Otto wanted to create militia by himself.
Yeah.
Even Mieti Allah threatened Otto directly and they attacked him in one occasion.
And he ran.
And he ran away. These people have suddenly forgotten all these things.
Yeah.
They have all of them. No, I've never seen any one of them now play the video of Samuel Otto when Samuel Otto was crying.
Brachus, do you know that today why I couldn't stay much on your program was that I was having I was very busy with one of the management staff today, who is a Ghanaian, quite all right. And for more than 2 hours, we were discussing Nigeria issue. He brought it up over the step by Trump.
Yes.
Do you know that by the time when I narrated everything, Jesus, almost from beginning to the end, exactly the things that are happening with evidence. This guy said to me, what? He said to me, a Ghanaian, he said to me, are you serious? Is this what's happening in Nigeria? I told him how the government, how the British handed power to the Fulani Northerners. And that over time, it's a long story. I know we don't have long time. You don't have much time in this evening session, but it is well. So, but the thing is that many people in Africa, young people, and some YouTubers, I see some of them from different countries in Africa, if they know the exact nature, the real thing going on in Nigeria, if they know, they will be calling for. They don't know. Most of them don't know. And he said to me, the Ghanaian, after explaining, he said to me, I'm sure that the medias, based on the things I've shown him happening, he said it's very possible that the medias are complicit. They don't speak, they don't tell the truth. I told him that the medias were completely ordered, either not to report it, or when they report it, they should change the narrative. Exactly. He said, yeah, that is how it goes. My brother, Odiego. But you know what? We can look. Something is happening, and this time you must be grateful to be alive to witness the hand of God in mission. Because I tell you, I said it before, and some years back I've said it on Vam show. I said, Nnamdi Kanu, an innocent man, that the gravest mistake Nigeria made was to have kidnapped him, an innocent man, and put him in that dungeon. But they didn't know. If only they know. But God has hardened their heart, and He's going to take glory on them.
Yes.
I don't want to preach this evening, bro, because I'm not a preacher. But trust me that Jesus Christ, the gravest mistake Nigeria made, and again, just like Pharaoh, because this is biblical time we live in, God has hardened. He has hardened their heart.
Hardened their heart.
For destruction, for the glory, for you to know. If you ever doubted if there was God, this is it for you. You are having your answer being played out. God can use anybody. You don't have to be righteous. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have God. Even B. Maha, the guy whom I've corresponded with some time ago, some years back. He's an atheist, a non-believer. But he's the one that set up this firestorm. You remember that?
Yes, yes.
Biafra set up this firestorm after having a lunch, was it lunch or dinner stuff meeting with Donald Trump?
Yes.
About a few weeks or months after having this lunch with Trump, that's when he came out to say that, why is it that Christians are being massacred in Nigeria, everybody keeping it hush hush, while every time Gaza, as if they are the only human being that matters. That is what set up this whole, and he's not even a Christian himself. No, so what I'm saying is that, bro, man, God is moving. And you know, when he moves, nobody can stop him. And there's this Yoruba guy, if you remember, because like I said, God uses everybody. Iginla, he already keep preaching. He's been crying out, dialogue now. The time has come. Because this God that is moving now won't be stopped, can't be stopped. If the whole world decide to go against him, he can close up. He is God. And he's using men like Trump. For this purpose, he brought Trump. For other things too that he has to do, because not only this, but it's part of it. And he said, not on my watch are they going to take him out. They tried 2 times to take out Trump. Oh, but going to a year now, I was waiting to hear a report that the incident, the attempt to take out Trump was fake, was fabricated, manufactured by Republicans just to win sympathy. That was my thought process. But for over about a year now, nobody has come to say that it was staged, that it was a staged art. No, it was not staged. A guy came up there trying to take out Trump, and the security apparatus, the globalists who wanted to take out this guy, they saw that guy. I was watching it live. He was on the top of a roof, took time to set up the machinery, the gun, everything. They did that. And we were watching people, Americans who were in the campaign area, they were telling me. They were pointing at the guy, telling them that there's a guy with a gun up there. They allowed him. They didn't do anything. You know what they wanted to do? That by the time he take out Trump, by the time he shoots and Trump is down, then they will take out the guy. But you know what? Because he's God. So when they shot, Trump moved his head and they just pierced through his ears and blood splashed everywhere. Then they took out the guy. That was what they killed the guy. But the plan was to take out Trump and take out the guy. But you see that truly, oh my goodness. Anybody doubting, sorry. So you see that God has moved. Nnamdi Kanu, I don't know if you're aware, he has written a letter now to Trump. You're aware, right?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, maybe we can discuss that tomorrow. Yeah, maybe we can discuss that tomorrow. So everything is working. Everything is working according to his plan. It's not how far, but how well. You know, when God... so my brother, Odiego, if you name it.
Odiego.
Has at this moment. But God bless you for playing that tape. But you see, after playing that tape, I will still tell you that what that priest did report is still underreported. Because many of the cases are not reported. I read out a message about a vicar in Kaduna paying 600 million being taxed. Many cases like that. But also, because I know the country I'm from, I keep saying, let us stop the killings. Because the country I'm from has now changed the conversation about Christians and Muslims, which is never the case. The point is,
you see where these idiots are evil. You see where these idiots are evil. He said he now agreed on the report that what the man reported is even underreported. He agreed. But now he is saying that they have changed the issue now to Christian Muslim. It was never Christian Muslim. Who said it was not? Who are the people? The actual thing is that even if there are some Muslims involved who were also killed, who are the people buying people? Who are the people buying people?
Exactly.
That is the question. Who are those people buying people? Who are they?
Yeah.
You see, this is why the Nigerian media is evil. Every one of them, even the one you think is genuine, listen
all
to
of
the
them.
undertone. They are all evil.
All of them.
Just imagine the narrative of him. Just listen. Let's listen to the narrative of this man you think is sent.
600 million being taxed. Many cases like that. But also, because I know the country I'm from,
listen to his narrative now. He wants to change the narrative.
I keep saying, let us stop the killings. Because the country I'm from has now...
This is how they change narrative. Listen.
Yeah.
About Christians and Muslims, which is never the case.
Just imagine that it was never the case.
How will people commit crime and the state does not bring them down? And the state does not act as a deterrent from them to keep committing that crime? That's what I have a problem with. So that's why I campaign for stopping the killing. Because in the last 1 week, the conversation has shifted to which religion is being killed the most. And please, we should never fall into that confusion. Because it's that kind of confusion.
It is not a confusion, my brother. It is not this man.
All of this, none of them.
How is it a confusion?
These are the advised steps we are going to take to stop the killings.
Bro, if most people understand these evil people the way I do understand them, because Aisha Yusuf made a commentary based off of the letter Nnamdi Kanu wrote today. So for me, I commented on the comment section that I am not surprised. People who have their brain functioning optimally, they know who you are, and I've been saying it all along. You guys are all agents of the caliphate. You believe, he said that you believe in Sharia, Aisha Yusuf, right? He's a Satana, right? But you believe in Sharia, and nothing will please her more, even as Sharia and some of them, than to have the entire Nigeria, so that all the women begin to be like a letter. But yeah, so we know, because the things she was saying, which of course maybe tomorrow we can dive into it, about the letter that Nnamdi Kanu wrote and things she said. So, but thank goodness, even on the comment section, people were telling her that you are wrong and this and that. So, like this Rufai Osedi, most people they say, "Oh, you speak truth," is lie. They speak half truth.
Half truth is lie.
Half truth.
Just look at how he's shaping the narrative.
Yeah. That's who they are. They can't change. They are what they are. So what they do is they pretend and succeed in manipulating and fooling the gullibles that he's on your side. He's not on your side. He's a pure one Nigerianist. Despite Nigeria being an evil entity that will never do well. An evil demonic entity that was created for a purpose that is living today. Everything happening in Nigeria was the purpose in which was created from the realm of darkness, and the only light has come to destroy the darkness called Nigeria. By the grace of God. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, my brother. Let us hear this one. This one, see how this boy, this guy, this man confronted Gumi. You see what they are doing today to show you how evil these people are. Every station is, all of them are talking to Gumi. They are giving Gumi platform to defend. Yes, all the stations, they are giving Gumi platform to defend these people.
Okay.
In all the stations.
Yeah. Obodo Ekwensu. Yeah.
I like the way this guy confronted him face to face and gave him woto.
Good.
The boy the man they invited to him with him on that studio gave it to him woto. Let's listen to what the guy said. Let's see what the guy told him, which is the absolute truth.
Gumi should be in prison now answering questions, but because Tinubu is complicit, if people can lie all they want, they can pretend, they can say whatever. We know what is going on. Thank you.
Where have we been getting it wrong as a nation? Why are we still having this conversation even after many years and several efforts?
Every time, why? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The reasons why we are getting it wrong is because of people like Sheikh Mohammed Gumi. In a clear case of a war, because he's talking about bloodshed.
Did you hear the guy? Did you hear what that guy said?
No, I didn't, because the volume is not coming out loud. I don't know why. But anyway, what did he say?
He is telling Gumi, the guy, the presenter was telling him that he doesn't know why Nigeria is getting it wrong. Every time they're getting it wrong. When are you going to get it right? And the guy told him that Nigeria is getting it wrong because of people like this Gumi.
Wow. Okay.
Let's get it.
Maybe you'd like to react to some of the things that have been said, but my question to you also is, where have we been getting it wrong as a nation? Why
Yoruba media. Jesus Christ.
Even after many years and several efforts.
One of the key reasons why we are getting it wrong is because of people like Sheikh Mohammed Gumi. In a clear case of a war, because he's talking about bloodshed, there has been bloodshed, and Nigeria has been a theater of war for almost 2 decades. Possibly it is not affecting him directly because most of the casualties, most of the mass murders is that of Christians. He appears to be a negotiator, but to be very honest with you, he has advocated more for appeasing the terrorists rather than advocating justice for the victims. And I think it's important to us because I believe he's an Islamic cleric. He understands the concept of justice. How do you deal with a scenario of people raping women?
Tell him face to face.
People decimating homes, people sacking communities, but then the strength of your advocacy is that the government should appease them.
Yeah.
In the Cold War, in the history of any war, whether guerrilla warfare, whether military warfare, have you ever found a situation where there is an active bloodshed going on, and then you believe that appeasing the criminals that are carrying out these genocidal attacks and infusing them into the military will help? From the very beginning, when the notion of amnesty, de-radicalization, and integration began, we have never seen a scenario where these repentant terrorists, as they call them repentant, have ever led people to their camps and they were decimated. They have been growing exponentially. They have been acquiring more arms. So that is basically the problem we are having. We are getting it wrong simply because we have managed to create a false narrative. An example is we have managed to compartmentalize terrorism or this Islamist activities to look as if it's Boko Haram that is doing it. The reason is because the rest of the terrorist groups that are jihadist in nature have been forged into different names. For instance, he's talking about two fighting. There is no two fighting anywhere. It is important, so we would love it if you are able to have an example of one Christian militia that is operational in either Sokoto or any of the Muslim dominant states that have been and killing people. Then we can understand that. And at least the Muslims will equally lend their voice and say, okay, whatever it is the Americans are claiming that the Christians are suffering from, we are also suffering from it. And since it is all about eradicating terrorism, then we'll come and eradicate them. But I think the problem is not just because there are foot soldiers who are killing people. It is because there are people who are sympathetic to the jihadist cause, there are people who are sponsoring them, and the involvement of any foreign nation in a scenario where there is a genocide does not end with the foot soldiers. It traces those who are sympathetic to their cause, whether because of political or religious or ideological beliefs. It equally traces those who sponsor them. And I think that's primarily where the problem lies in Nigeria. We are not sincere with the war against terrorism. Once it involves, because wherever you go to, we can't force ourselves. Most of the time, a lot of Muslims stating that these people, they are not truly representing Islam and all of that, blah, 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 and all of that. But the truth is that there is an Islamist, well-armed Islamist jihadist group that has been massacring Christians. And what we find, unfortunately, people who should be speaking or condemning this act are busy trying as much as possible to create sympathy for them. You can imagine him saying that killing the terrorists will now amount to genocide. Then what would you tell the people that have been buried there? For instance, just of late in Yelewata, over 250 people were killed. But he describes that not as a genocide. He says two fighting. Even though we don't know.
All right, Zari Yusuf. I mean, we are really trying to manage time, and I know you have a lot to say. But
the guy gave it to them, woto.
Yeah.
The guy gave it to them, woto. You see, these people are evil. Look at what the guy told Shekumi to his face there. With people like you, this problem cannot be solved.
Yeah.
How can you explain the fact that you are more sympathetic to the terrorists than the victims themselves? How can you explain that? How can you explain that for the fact that you give them brand name at every given point in time? How many terrorist groups do you have in Nigeria? How many? Who are they? Who are the foot soldiers? Who are they?
Muslims, all.
And when you call these things, and this is why Trump is different. You can't come and tell Trump, don't say Fulani Hesbe. You can't do that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean word.
It doesn't miss word. He will tell you, he will name it the way it is.
Yeah.
This is how they pamper Fulani, the Fulani headers, Fulani terrorists. They didn't call them terrorists. They say they are headers.
Yeah.
No, don't call them Fulani. They would, at a stage, they tell us that even Igbos are headers, even Yorubas are headers. Everybody's header. Don't say Fulani header. My brother.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing, narrative they continue to push.
Yeah.
Tell me how you can build a nation based on this kind of lies.
Never.
How?
Because of Tinubu's 2027 quest for re-election, whatever, the Yoruba media, they will not ask Tinubu ask Tinubu, how is it that a guy like Gumi, who is a terrorist coordinator, a go-to guy who was deported from Saudi Arabia over terrorism related, why is he walking around telling, well, how can you not? But they won't do it. The media, the Yoruba media, they will not call Tinubu. They will not go and meet Tinubu. You know what I mean? Because we see presidents being sat down and questions. Presidents all over the world. Trump, but they won't do it. Why, ask Tinubu, why are you allowing the likes of Gumi, who is coordinating, liaising with the terrorists? Why is he walking around freely? They won't do it. Yeah.
This is Gumi again in another station. Look at what he said.
Considering the lives of those that they are also taking and the lives of people that they are also making, unlivable.
Okay, you see, if they leave banditry, they won't have source of financing their war machine.
Did you hear him? That if they leave banditry, they will not have source of financing their war machine.
Okay.
In the national TV.
Mm-hmm.
That if they leave banditry, they will not see the means of financing their war machine. So we should allow them to continue to do their banditry and finance.
To kidnap people, yeah. And which war? Which war are they fighting? War about what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which war are they fighting? What are they looking for?
Yeah. What do they have that the Nigerian government took away from them? Unlike the Niger Delta youth who had their oil being taken, had their environment being polluted, or like the Biafrans, IPOB, who all they did was to ask for peaceful freedom referendum, and they were met with massacre. You see?
It is so sad. And this
don't want to push them into that terror.
This one is another one. The same criminal, the same criminal. Look at what he's saying here in TV.
Tinubu's TV.
Beyond what they are doing now, because yes, it can get worse. They have shown us their willingness to negotiate. So people that are ready to negotiate, why not to just declare them bandits so that you can use whatever weapons you want? Before, they used to catch Boko Haram and present them to the authorities in Zamfara. But now they're all terrorists. Secondly, the only door that remains, that is we clergy to go in and negotiate with them, is closed down permanently.
Imagine. Every time this man appears on national TV, he is there coming to make defense for them.
Yeah.
He will never speak about the people that have taken their life. Even, he claimed that they take the life of Muslims. Why don't you focus on now protecting those people that they're taking, those Muslims they're attacking?
Yeah.
That one doesn't concern him.
No.
It doesn't concern him. His concern is to negotiate with them, give them more money. The same way Buhari gave them 100 billion.
Yeah.
100 billion Buhari gave to Mieti Allah. Today, United States is designating Mieti Allah as a terrorist group.
Mm-hmm.
And sanctioning them.
Yeah.
But Muhammad Buhari gave them 1 billion. 100 billion, not 1 billion, 100 billion.
Mm-hmm.
100 billion.
Yeah, and after someone will come and say that there is no Islamization or Fulanization, that there is no Christian genocide, when he's there right in front of you, every step they take, all this Sultan, all this Rufai, all this Sanusi, all of them, bro, when we speak, we know what we are saying. Dangote's truck was used to distribute them all over the region. They are all in it. It's all about making sure that Nigeria become Islamized. That is the agenda. We know these things.
Just like our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi said in his program. He said in one program, he said that just like you said the same thing now, that every Muslim will be much more comfortable in an Islamic state than to be
100%. 100%.
It doesn't matter how educated the person is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how liberal they are. It doesn't matter what you think the person is. They will be much more comfortable in an Islamic state.
There's one senator they call something Shehu Sani.
He don't bring himself out now.
He's a terrorist. They are all the same. Like I said, I've tried to broadly define terrorism, Yeah. You don't have to be on the forefront carrying arm or blowing people up, but if you're a sympathizer, if you're a supporter, if you're a financier, if you're a coordinator, they all fall into that category, one way or the other. That is what they are.
Let us hear from this brother, this guy from Yelwata, the one in the United States that is always making reports and was one of those who made this report also that was called also by some of the senators to get information.
Oh, that is the guy. You see, he brought choose. You see, is that not what we've been saying all this while? I said, look, we need people, Biafrans, who are there, who can go and make our case to them. That is what it's all about. You remember how many times? But thank goodness, God, like I said, God said, if you don't worship me, I can command a stone to worship me. So God is using other people to bring the case. And now, Nnamdi Kanu, for the first time, Jesus Christ. Then Nnamdi Kanu have the opportunity to write Trump. He hasn't had it all this while because he was secluded in the dungeon. But thank goodness, God is moving.
Yes. Let's hear this brother.
Yeah, hello. So I just want to say that whether we like it or not, the US, the United States, President Trump must act on our matter. He must act to protect the persecuted Christians who have been subjected to attacks non-stop in the past. We've lost more than 200,000 people. My community is almost obliterated by these jihadists. So we, the victims, we are the ones who have been fighting the United States. They did not randomly on their own to say they are going to save Nigerian persecuted Christians and other moderate Muslims who are persecuted by the Islamic jihadists. They know everything that's been happening. This never started today, it started long ago. Long ago when the likes of the APC of Buhari and Tinubu used to complain about President Jonathan by saying Christians are persecuted, people are killed in Nigeria. They laid the foundation, and before they declared new, so the US must come to settle whether anybody likes it or not. And they will do it in no distant time. Yes, we are the ones complaining. So it doesn't matter whatever the position of government propagandists, my friend Daniel Walla, all this other one, the self-information, the likes of Onanuga, the Botika, the terrorist enabler, Shemkubi, and another ethnic migrant who just revealed himself, Senator Shirosani. You know, was not talking about the killings of our people. So our priority is to be saved, and the US is gonna help us. That's the truth. I see a lot of people talking about bringing a very kind of foolish analysis by saying anywhere the US touches, there's always instability, and it's not true. That is a lie from the pit of hell. You can't use the isolated cases of Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan to make a conclusion. In Libya, we knew what happened. It were the people themselves who rose against Muammar Gaddafi. And US only came when Muammar Gaddafi was killing these people like ants. And they imposed no fly zone, remember? No fly. And the people did the rest. The young guy who shot at Gaddafi when he was hiding inside that gutter was celebrated as a celebrity. Was he an American? No. In Afghanistan, the United States went to dislodge Al Qaeda because of 911 attack. Yes, they may have recorded great failure there, but their objective was achieved. It's not Al Qaeda. And in 2011, they killed Osama in Pakistan by not even dropping boot on the ground. They came on Chinooks, dislodged him, killed, picked his body, and dropped his him. And so when you begin to complain that anywhere they touch theirs, it's a lie. US touched South Korea when the two Koreas were embroiled in war. US went there, supported Korea, and today South Korea is one of the most prosperous nations in the world. US went to Japan during war, took over Japan, and today Japan is one of the 5 biggest economies in the world, the most prosperous nation in Asia, and the most stable nation. You remember Bosnia and Herzegovina? The Bosnia and Kosovo War. US, United States went to support the Bosnians. Those Bosnians were Muslims. It was a very big genocide that was happening. The Serbs, the Croats were killing Bosnians in a very massive genocide. And US went to support this Muslim country in Bosnia. Actually, Bosnia is stable. So United States intervention. How about the Second World War? When United States led the Allies to dislodge Germany, to dislodge Mussolini, Italy, Hitler, Germany. Actually, it's a very prosperous nation. US touched all those nations, and US repealed this nation through the Marshall Plan. So what I'm saying, US touched Colombia when Colombia took over Colombia. They finished Escobar. They finished many of their drug lords. Actually, Colombia is stable. How about Panama? Stable. So what are you guys telling us? How about Kuwait? Africa has suddenly forgotten Operation Desert Storm.
No, they don't remember those ones.
Saddam took over Kuwait. Invaded Kuwait. The US went there. They dislodged Saddam. They returned Kuwait back to sovereignty. And Kuwait is one of the most stable countries and most prosperous countries in the Middle East. So why do you like using the isolated cases of Afghanistan, of Iran, countries that were already in turmoil, of Libya, countries that were headed by terrorist sympathizers and terrorist enablers, Gaddafi, who was pursuing terrorists all over the world. And then talking about US coming to Nigeria, look, US must intervene in our case. And all these people like Shekumi, the Sultan, and all those, look, US is not just intervening in our case strictly because of us, 100%, but also because of them. Because if they allow what the Fulani jihadists are doing in Nigeria, Nigeria will become pretty ground like Iran to become state sponsor of terrorism all over the world. And that was what led them some years ago imposing this visa ban and restricting visa approvals to Nigerians. Long before now, because they knew that during Buhari's regime, Buhari opened our border to Fulani terrorists from all over Africa, and especially West Africa, the most vicious of Fulani terrorists. He wasn't even bringing the good ones. He was bringing the bad ones, dangerous ones. And Pantani, who was in charge of education, NIN, was given the NIN, ID card of Nigeria, and so he had Nigerian passport. The most dangerous Fulani jihadists across West Africa. He had Nigerian passport because of Pantani and Buhari. Buhari is a jihadist enabler, and Pantani is a terrorist sponsor. We know the history of Pantani. When as a teacher, just a teacher in Italy, he instigated the killing of a Christian on the allegation of blasphemy as a mere teacher in the school in Italy, Belgium. So those were the guys who were holding strategic positions in Nigeria under Buhari to enable Fulani all over the most dangerous ones to come and become Nigerians. So they are holding Nigerian ID cards and Nigerian passports. And that is why Nigeria has the highest number of terrorist organizations in Africa compared only to Somalia. And it happened. All this happened during Buhari. Proliferation of terrorist organizations of Fulani and Eastern. So the US is coming to protect our national security and also to protect us, the persecuted Christians in Nigeria.
Now.
Okay, my brother Christian, I'm always rising up, sir. I'm almost ending.
All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, by the grace of God, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, my brother. Thank you.
Nobody will tell our story more than us. You see the genocide in Nigeria, government propagandists and sympathizers and people have been compromised, like many of our government officials in various states, and even some Christian leaders coming up because of pecuniary benefits and begin to say there's no Christian genocide. But look, the genocide, the definition of genocide according to the 1948 United Nations Convention on the Punishment and Prevention of the Crime of Genocide, said simply that genocide is a mass attack on people with the intent to destroy that people in whole or in part because of their ethnicity, because of their race, because of their religion.
Gerard, the problem is from the video. I think the video is recorded with the low tone. Sorry about that.
Tell us the truth. Even yesterday, these Fulani terrorists invaded many communities in Ado local government, Mutongo, in Ohimi local government, killed in numbers and destroyed a Catholic church. Did they come to steal? No, they came to kill our people because they are Christians, because they are Hindu. They destroy that church, they steal any Holy Communion. They can church, they steal anything there. No. And so this is genocide. So what the US do home? What the US do say? The US know all the sponsors of these guys. They will select them and they will finish them. And that is why those people are so scared. It's not even necessary that they must have to put boots on the ground. Even when they put boots on the ground, they'll come on the target. Just like what they did 5 years ago when they came to Sokoto. And rescue an American kidnapped. America was kidnapped by Islamic jihadists. They killed those jihadists. They rescued their citizens. And the ones they arrested, they handed over to Nigerian government. And that Nigeria within 11 minutes. That is how swift and sweet they can act. And so, if you want to come to Nigeria, if you want to dislodge these people who they know where they are, wherever they are hiding, they can still do it the way they did it. Qasem Soleimani of Iran. When they just sent a drone up threatening the guy when he landed in Iraq. That's the Iranian head of Revolutionary Guard. Remember the story of Qasem Soleimani? And then, if you remember the way they dislodged the guy in Hezbollah, the Nasrallah, in the deepest out of the bunker. The Israeli missile got him. These people, they can fish you out anywhere you are. They can fish you out anywhere. So that is what we need. These guys need to fish out. Nigeria is not going to go into turmoil. Rather, the attackers will become the victims themselves, which is exactly what we want. And it must happen. It must happen.
Thank you so much, my brother. I'm sorry for those who cannot hear it louder. I see my brother Gerard is not saying he didn't hear him closely. The videos is from the recording of the videos. Some of them were recorded poorly. The record was poor, and I think he was talking from his office, so he wasn't talking louder. So I'm sorry for that, my brother Gerard, or anybody who couldn't hear him louder. There is nothing I could have. I've raised the volume to the highest, and yet it wasn't coming out the way it's supposed to come out. So, but I appreciate every one of you that have been patient with us. We come to the end of the program. Remember, tomorrow, our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming to court. And tomorrow, we are going to read the letter that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent to White House. The letter that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote to Donald Trump, we are going to read it tomorrow. Look into it while we wait for the courts to proceed tomorrow. Whatever decision they take, we are waiting and we are watching. We don't have hope in Nigeria. Neither do we have hope in any man. Chukwu Okike Abiyama is our hope and our strength. And I believe that all things is going to work for our own good. I appreciate every one of you that have joined us on this program today. Thank you so much for being part of the program. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of you that have been part of this program. See you again tomorrow morning by the special grace of Chukwu Okike. No weapon formed or fashioned against you shall prosper. Anywhere you are as a Biafran, but especially in the homeland, no weapon of the enemy will get you. We pray for our leaders, those in detention. No weapon formed or fashioned against them shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. Hope to see you tomorrow morning. Remember, bless. Good night, everybody.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day, for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they are they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat your love. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go persevere. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. closer they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it on. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.